Howdy gamers and welcome to Checkpoint Reached, a weekly show where we discuss a topic in gaming, occasional news stories, movie and TV quotes, and just some random life rants. Thank you all for joining us. I am your host Lex, along with my co-host Ernie. Hello, Ernie.
Hello.
How are you, my friend?
I'm doing well, dude. I jumped the gun, didn't I? I was so excited. I was excited. I was hopping. Dude, how are you?
You're a hopper, dude. I guess.
Oh yeah.
I'm doing great, dude. Thank you so much for asking. I appreciate it. It's I always say this. I don't know why, but it's like I feel like it's been a while since we've done this. But
why is that?
Really...
Why do you think that? And it isn't. But like, what is the sort of? Why do you get that feeling? I mean, it's not like we don't talk to each other, but I think you know what it is, Lex. And I might be wrong. Correct me if I'm mistaken here. My little pig was of bacon here. But I'm thinking it's because we haven't talked games in quite some time. Even in our audios, we don't talk games as often as we used to. We're kind of doing like a little bit of more of like kind of day to life kind of things that we've been talking about lately. And I think gaming is stuff for this. That's my thought. I don't know, man. I'm sorry. I don't want to speak for you. He's all,
no, I think I know what it is.
Don't pour over me. What are you saying?
I think I know what it is. It's because we last week we do the Let's Play. So like we're not doing a traditional episode, so I think that's why I feel like it's been a while, because in the Let's Play we're just like we're playing, we're Let's playing, you know what I mean?
That's right, we playing.
So that's probably what it is. But hey, dude, thank you so much for joining me as always. It's good to see you, my friend. We got a couple things on the horizon this week, dude, and you know what? We survived April Fool's, dude. April Fool's Day as record was yesterday, and it's funny because I just feel like, as much as I tell myself don't go on the internet because I know I'm gonna fall for like because when you see stuff you're gonna question it, right? But so much stuff is so obviously like fake, but then there's some stuff that are pretty darn good, and there's one in particular that we'll get into. Well, I guess I'll get into it now. Like Sony, like the Playmo, Project Playmo, right? It's basically an AI powered DualSense controller that can play for you. And it can even order pizza for you and all that stuff, right? Obviously, it was a prank, but like the way it was done was so well done, and like everyone was like, I would have put it past Sony to do this, like because weren't we literally talking about a while ago that there was going to be a mode where they can, like, bosses can get beat for you? Didn't we talk about this?
Yeah, we did.
It's like a topic.
It's crazy because, like you, I kind of fell for it, and I felt pretty hard because I remember seeing it and looking at it, and I was about to share it to you on Twitter, and I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe they're doing this. And I didn't finish the video. I was like, I was already so bothered by it, and I was like, oh my gosh, they finally did it. And it was a cool concept. I was like, oh, I get it. I understand why this would be a thing, but it bothered me so much, and I was gonna send it to you. And then I'm looking, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's April Fool's, dude. And I almost got, I got Gaga where
you're like, I don't trust like that.
I don't trust like that, dude. It was crazy. I just remember thinking like, dude, they did it because of what we we talked about, which was where they're designing like this ghost that like shows you like kind of what you need to be doing in order to progress or whatever. But I don't know.
So that's why I was kind of like this, and the commercial was like a legit one, right? It looked pretty good, and I was like. But it was just funny. I'm like, oh man, I'm like, and it's funny because when I sent it to you, I thought it was real, but like literally after, I was like, oh my gosh, it was fake. And so I got. That was the one I got. But it was early in the morning. It was early in the morning too. So like, I was just waking up. I'm looking at my phone. I'm like, oh yeah. I'm like, oh gosh. And it's funny because my girlfriend would send me things. She's like, is this real? I'm like, you have to avoid the internet today because it's just like, she always falls for things, and it's just so easy to fall for things.
It's crazy because there's so many things out there that aren't even like April Fool's pranks. They're actually legit. And it's like you still are like, oh my god, well,
people are
real?
like, I don't know what's going on. Like, yeah, it's pretty bad. Like, being someone that like maybe passes away on April Fool's probably is like the worst thing, right? Because people are like, nah, But who would joke like that? Who would trust like that? You know what I mean? That'd be messed up.
Yeah, it's kind of a crazy. You know which ones I hate? Which I don't think they're April Fool's pranks, or I don't think I've ever seen one in April Fool's, but it's one that I know you and I have like fallen for so many times. It's like they'll show you a picture of a celebrity or an artist, someone that you like sort of like kind of like or enjoy their content or whatever it is, and they're like be like, this is Viggo Mortensen, and or something like he's sleeping very healthy in his house or something like stupid where it looks like they make it sound like he just died, and you're like, dude, what?
And they put the picture black and white. They put the date. And I think I saw one about Sean Astin recently, and it
Yeah.
said Sean Astin has reportedly been nice on set. He's very nice and on
Oh,
set. I'm like,
dude.
why do people do this? Yeah, like you
'Cause
said, it's
they're
not even on April
they're
Fools.
so too
I
silly.
hate those. I'm like, gosh, and yeah, they always get me, but I make sure to read it obviously. But it's like, oh my goodness, it's
Yeah,
so funny.
definitely.
But there was a couple good ones. I mean, there was the other good one that I liked. So
Which
The
one?
Witcher, CD Project Red, basically they created another like little commercial for it. Project Roach, dude. So Roach is the horse in The Witcher, and basically it's like I don't even know what you call it. It's basically the stick and then the horse head. There's got to be a specific name for it, right? Like I don't know, but like you're basically writing that, and they have a full
Yeah,
video.
yeah.
They have like a full video of like behind the scenes, and it's so great. I'm like, oh, that's good. That's really I like when they put like more like into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they're like let's really do that. And they said the Roach Game controller puts you right in the saddle.
That's a good
Like
one.
those are good ones. Then there's obviously the
Yeah.
harmless ones, right? There's like Sega that was like our logo's 3% bluer, which is like a dumb one, but
Yeah.
I feel like you would get the Roach one, dude, because I know you're a Witcher fan. You'd get it, huh?
Yeah, I saw it. It was pretty funny.
You already pre-ordered.
I would,
You
dude. I already
pre-ordered.
had it pre-ordered. This fake site. Kidding. You know,
That's
it was-
awesome. No,
there was
yeah.
you know which one was my favorite? I mean, we're talking. This was kind of blended here, if you would like, unless you have another favorite that
Yeah.
you've had. But there was one that they did that I fell for hard, and this one, like, I remember falling for so hard that after this I just never trusted the internet again. And it was IGN doing a horror TV show for the Harry Potter. So it was essentially the guys that hunt down like bad wizards, and they do this whole trailer. Do you remember this at all?
Yes. Yeah, I
Dude,
remember this. I remember this.
Oh my dude, and it looks so freaking cool. Like, go back and watch it. Maybe it's not as good as like when I first saw it in that whatever year that they had done it, but it was really freaking good. And I remember dude falling so hard, sending it to Jason, friend of the channel, dude, and he was like, and like he didn't ever
It's
reply
fake.
back to that, but I just remember sending it to him, being like, "Oh my gosh, look at this, check this out. I can't wait," or whatever, because I was so excited. I really enjoyed Harry Potter at the time. I mean, I still do, but you know what I mean. Like it was hard. And that one
No,
just
yeah,
dude, I fell for so hard.
Yeah, I mean, there was a couple other good ones from this year. There was like a Bugsby feet pics thing that they launched a Only Paws site for him. I don't know if you ever played the Bugsby. Yeah,
Yeah.
he comes with paw pics, which is pretty funny. There was a
We
power
should've
wash
done
simulator. They did.
we should have done one ourselves, dude. Next year, dude. That's your task
I
next
know.
year, because I know you're a big fan of these kinds of. Yeah, you, dude. Brains of the organization.
you.
I feel like. I feel like you could come up with. We'll do like an OnlyFans or something funny, dude.
No,
It's gotta
my
be
goodness.
good.
Yeah,
It's
we'll do
gotta be
something.
good, bud.
We'll do something dumb.
Yeah.
But there was like and then also power wash simulator. They did like a dirt dating sim. So they did like a whole thing, which is pretty sweet.
Yeah, that's
Hitman
right.
they get a new Project Hair, so you can add like hair to him. But just three last ones that I want to talk to about that are
Please.
like were probably one of my favorite ones. So first of all, Konami launches a James Sunderland body pillow. Did you see this? And if you haven't played the Silent Hill franchise, basically him, and it's a body pillow of him. It's a save. It's just to save you from your restless dreams. That's good. That's some good stuff.
I'm gonna
That's
get
really
you
good.
that one, dude. That's a good one.
Dude, I would love that. We'd make some of ourselves.
Oh,
There's
my
another
gosh.
one. The Lords of the Fallen game. They have players. They basically made a trailer of like helmet vision, so you can choose between 3 different helmets. And so like you're like a little visor, or you know what I mean, like the basic helmet. So you're only seeing out of that. I'm like, gosh, I can imagine. I'm like, honestly, I'm surprised that's not even a thing
Yeah.
now, because some people are like, let's gotta go for the reality. And then the
Yeah.
last thing was Capcom. They released a Resident Evil Requiem, where Leon does the voice for Grace and Grace does the voice for Leon. And it's like
Mhm.
the actual actors doing it, and it's pretty
That's
sweet. It's pretty
hilarious,
good.
dude.
I was like, oh my gosh, that's awesome.
you sent
I
me
like
that
those
too.
kind of things. Like they're harmless, right? They're harmless little things
Mhm.
that are just little pranks. And don't get got, everyone. If you got, let us know in the comments if anything got you with April Fools, because
I think
it is rough, dude. Yeah,
Yeah.
but you know what I'm really bummed about, dude? Is you never asked me to be your April Fool.
dude.
You like that?
You know,
like
it's
that?
crazy to
So
me,
good.
dude, because it's still Sunday and it's almost there. It's almost time. But you haven't asked me to be your egg, dude, for Easter Sunday.
Your egg.
I want to
Oh
say
my
one last
gosh.
one, because I kept getting this one on Twitter where they said that they took out the copy link. Did you see that?
Mm-hmm.
That was like an April
Which
Fool's
one?
where
Oh yeah,
they
yeah,
said
yeah.
you can't copy link, and I was like, I fell for that too. I was like, what are you talking about? I have it. There was a lie and everyone.
That's funny. Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, I saw that. I was
Dude,
like, what's going on
dude,
with that?
So stupid, but whatever. Maybe it is true, and I just still had it. Who knows?
I know.
But
Who
my
knows?
friend,
Honestly, yeah, I don't know what's going on, but hey, that
yeah,
was good stuff. April Fool's jokes are always a good time. Um, but hey, let's get into it, right? Should we get into this, shall we? I want to
we
talk about what
shall.
you've been playing, dude.
Yeah.
This past week since we haven't seen each other. Have you been
Mhm.
playing anything? I know you've been kind of a little all over the place with your gaming.
I have, dude. It's been kind of weird. Once I beat Resident Evil 9, I've been in this weird gaming lull, or this period in my life where it's kind of been hard to kind of game it. So what I've been doing is just kind of focusing on studying and reading my books and stuff like that, and just random little things like that. But recently, what I've gotten back into, Lex, and I'm so glad that I was able to have something to talk about because I was actually able to play. But and during the past 2 days, I want to say maybe just one day, I don't recall, but I've been playing Mega Man, the Legacy Collection, and dude, that thing is fun. I love Mega Man, big fan of all those games. I've beaten them like more than once here and there, but I think like maybe Mega Man 2, I've beaten like more than that. But anyways, but yeah, so I've been playing Mega Man, dude, on my Nintendo Switch. I've just had a blast doing so too. It's just sometimes it's nice to just pick up and play, you know what I mean? And not have to like really invest a whole lot of time into a game. And so Mega Man's just kind of been the thing to play for me. I also played one other game that I would love to talk about, and I got yelled at, dude. Sort of like how you yell at me for not doing certain things. Friend of the channel, Kyle Golden Doodle, right? I texted him a game. I'm like, hey, look at this game on Twitter. I was like, it's like a newer game. Look really cool. I was like, maybe he'd kind of get a kick out of it. He doesn't reply. He replies, why did you send me this? And I was like, and I replied, I replied, why wouldn't I? Ask yourself that or something like that. He's all, first of all, you haven't even played Hollow Knight and it's a Castlevania
Oh my
game or something.
gosh.
Like he reprimanded me about it. So I was like, I do want to play that game. It's just I don't feel like in the mood. So that day, because he had brought it to my attention and he said it like that, it was hilarious, dude. I was dying because I could read it in his voice. I ended up playing Hollow Knight. And I progressed a little bit further, but my gosh, dude, that game is fun. It's awesome, but you get lost so easily, and it's so annoying.
Hmm.
So I don't. I mean, I gotta get a
It's
walkthrough going or something.
what those games. What are they called? Like roguelikes, right? Is that what they're called?
They're
Is that what that type of
Metroidvanias.
game is?
Mm,
Metrovanias.
yeah, so
Um,
you have to
yeah,
go.
yeah.
You'll get a
Mhm.
power up, and then you'll come back because that power up now leads you to a new thing, and it's like just
That's
back and
right.
forth
That's
a
right.
lot.
A lot of backtracking.
Yeah. What were
Um,
you gonna say?
no, yeah. It's like I always talk about this, but I always want to try those games, but I just like I don't feel like I'll they'll hook me. I don't know why, but continue. Sorry.
No, I'm all done actually with my games of the week that I've been playing. What about you, my friend? What have you been playing?
You're a mega ham, dude. What's up? Yeah, dude. I've been all over the place. I tried to hop back into the Alan Wake remastered, and it's actually gotten a little better now than just Chapter Two. At first, I was kind of like, but now I'm a little bit more into it. But still, I'm kind of like, not really. I'm just trying to get to the second one, right? Um,
Yeah,
but what I did end up playing and ended up beating, and I told you this, I ended up doing the run through of Claire on Resident Evil 2 remake,
that's right. Yeah.
and dude, I have great time. I was playing it, and I was able to run through because I knew the whole area. And man, I actually, to be honest, I think I liked her section better than Leon's. It's just because like her guns were more fun, and maybe it's because I felt more confident in my run, that because I already knew the place. And yeah, and I was like, she had great guns. I think I got it done in a little under 6 hours. Um,
Well, that's pretty
but
quick.
dude, yeah, I was hustling it. But it was a great game, and I got the good ending. Like when I played Leon, like I got like some abrupt ending. I don't even know what the heck I got. It was like weird. I'm like, did I? I'm like, I feel like I didn't even get an ending to this. It was strange. But then when I got hers, it
Hmm.
gave me like the full ending. So yeah, I don't know. I must have done something wrong in that run. But
Could be something
yeah,
that you
dude, it was super
missed
cool.
that didn't give you like a proper ending. I'm not sure though. I've never
Maybe,
played the
maybe.
remake one, so
Mm. No, but yeah, it was, dude. I had a blast. I really enjoyed it, and it's funny because I was telling you like, oh, I'm all Resident Evil out, but I'm like, you know what? Screw it. Let's just do it, and I did it, and I'm glad I did. I am. So after that, now I'm just kind of stuck again. But I've been really getting into Grand Theft Auto 5 again. I'm playing it a lot.
mm,
I'm really enjoying that game, dude. And it looks so good, man. I was playing on my monitor today, and my gosh, this game looks freaking so good. It makes me want to like just boot up Red Dead 2. on
Oh,
here to
okay.
see how that looks, and then obviously when GTA 6 comes out and all that good stuff. But yeah, dude, having a great time there. But that's all. That's where I'm at right now, dude. Nowhere, nothing else. Um, dude, it's nice. I do want to start something new, and like I said, I want to finish Alan Wake. But gosh, it's just kind of like it's not like it's pulling teeth, but it kind of feels that way in a way. You know what I'm saying? I know you
What do you mean
know
by
what I'm
that? Like, do
saying.
you mean like it's like kind of like it's too long? It's dragging?
No,
What's
it's just
going
kind of
on?
like it's like it's kind of like similar to saying like, oh, you're just not feeling it, you're not in the mood for it. So it feels like I'm just pulling teeth to like get my dragging myself to play. You know
Oh,
what I
I
mean?
see. Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah. That makes
yeah,
sense. Okay.
but it sounds a little extreme.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
But
but
you're an
I've
extreme
heard that
guy, no?
term and people. I'm an extreme guy, dude. To the extreme.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but yeah, dude, but yeah, that's where I'm at with my gaming. So, dude, speaking of gaming, this is not an April Fool's joke, and I kind of wish it was. But this just recently, a couple, maybe like a week now. I'm not sure how long it's been. Sony has officially announced the price increases, and I think they just went into effect either today or
One today, yeah.
yeah, yesterday, whatever.
That was
Yeah,
today.
that the consoles went up, dude. It's got more expensive, obviously um with all the RAM costs and all that stuff and the AI boom and all that good stuff. Like now, what the PS5 Pro is going to be 900,
That is
and the
correct, yeah.
regular base model is 650, I believe. Yeah, so it went up 150. We have the Portal went up $50, and so I was like, yeah, it is crazy, man. It's like
It is, yeah.
wow. I'm like that's insane. And the
This
thing
is the
is, and of
first time
course,
I've seen like in you know, usually when a console is life is prolonged this long, it usually tends to go down in price. But this is like the first time we've gone up, and it's crazy. It's but go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, yeah, of course. I mean, which is what's going on as well in the world. It's like it makes sense, but then like the other part of it too is like it's like man, it's we again the conversation comes up like what has this generation given us to offer, right? Again, I been some great games for PS5, yeah, but like not as much as we were getting with like the PS4 era and the PS3 era. Like a lot of people are just like, what's going on with like gaming is just kind of in a weird place. There's stuff coming out, but nothing like really like huge. You know what I mean? And it's gonna be hard to justify. And if you didn't get a console prior to this price change, like, do you have a reason to get it? Like, what do you do? Right? It's like I think the question you ask is that you know, think about the kids like asking their parents for their birthday or like their Christmas present. It's like I'm gonna spend almost $900 on it. Well, with tax, what that's gonna end up being almost $1,000
Mm,
on a console for your Christmas present. Like, oh my gosh, that's insane. It's a lot.
that
Like, it's
is.
no longer affordable. There was also remember back in 2006 when the PS3 was like $600, right?
Yeah.
Which would be equivalent adjusted for inflation to $930 today. So it's crazy that we're getting now it's in actuality this is the price again, right? So
Yeah.
it's interesting, man. I don't know. How do you feel about this? Are you? I mean, obviously we have our consoles, but
I
what are your
mean,
thoughts?
I'm bummed, right? And I will say this: I have the base PS5 model. I had it the day one. I know you
Mm-hmm.
have the Pro, and a part of me was jealous of that because I would want a PS5 Pro. Not jealous of you, just jealous of like wanting that sort of power
Just
because
me.
I would love to be able to play games on a better way, right? Like that's always the dream, right? You always want to have the console that's going to play the games the best. This is why you upgrade to a PC if you really want to get that done with other games and yada yada yada, right? We're not going to talk about that, but it's crazy to me because they're essentially doing this price increase and it makes sense. I mean, I think what did they say? They said they were cited and saying global economic landscape and the component costs, which is what you were talking about, right? And all the RAM and all that stuff. But it's like at the end of the day, will they be the ones to lose? Because now the consoles are selling out, right? Like all the people that were like, you know what, it's gonna go up in price. I gotta buy it now. So they ended up buying it. So
Mm-hmm.
they at the end of the day, they ended up winning, right? And they're gonna keep their gamers there, but like in terms of garnering new gamers, how's that going to work? Because now this is going to be like a premium sort of entertainment value. It isn't going to be just a random toy that you can go pick up at the store like you used to. You know what I mean? Like you said
Mm-hmm.
with your parents, like how like think about little Lex when he was like what I don't know 5, 10,
A
whatever
wee
old you
lad.
were, a wee little lad, you
Mm-hmm.
and I, dude, and telling my mom, hey, can I get this PS5 or are we gonna not be able to eat? You know what I mean? Like it's crazy. It's gonna be
Yeah,
so
dude.
wild. And I think it's just it's bad. I think this is a bad thing that's happening. I'm curious
Yeah,
to
and then
see what happens and how the market dictates it, because I mean, what Nintendo just stopped making as many consoles as they were doing because they sort of hit like a plateau of not selling more. I mean, that could be due to different things, either pricing or yada yada yada. But it's like we don't know, right?
yeah, man, and it's just the argument too is like, oh, what's going to stop people now? Just let's just get the PC, right? Kind of does everything. Obviously that's been everyone's, but also the RAM costs as well for that. It's going to be tough to get past as well. So yeah, it is really sad. It's just like, gosh, it hurts, right? It hurts. um, because
It hurts, and you don't hurt
I
easy,
mean, again,
Lou.
yeah, and I mean, I have the PS5. I have, we have all these. Me and you have a bunch of gadgets, right?
We do.
And it's like now when it comes to thinking about the PS6, I'm just kind of like, am I gonna want to buy a PS6? Like,
We're not
what's like?
even gonna
And
get a
again, we're
PS6 though anytime soon. That's like the thing too. It's like because this is happening, like
yeah,
that's like
exactly.
so crazy far to think about now, which is sad too, right? Sorry, go ahead.
No, but like you think about it, like what is the PS6 going to be priced for? It's got to be at least 1,000, right? It's going to be if it was to
Oh,
come out
definitely,
within the
dude.
next few years.
Yeah.
Um, and like yeah, now I'm like again, like we're always like, oh, we're buying the console, but now I'm like at a point where I'm like, do we need the console? Like, look, we're barely playing what we have is now, and I'm like so like loving with my handhelds, right? Just so much easier and accessible for
Yeah.
gaming. Like, do I need these consoles? But
We're gonna want
yeah,
still,
man,
you know.
I mean, of
That's
course, yeah,
I
we're
think
gonna
it's
want
gonna
it. It's so
be
funny because
go ahead.
it's so funny because I think I saw GameStop was like, we're gonna offer an extra $50 after they announced the price hike. We're gonna offer another $50 for you to trade in to for a new PS5. I'm like, these guys are still alive, dude. How is GameStop still going? I'm
Oh, they're
surprised
going, dude. I
these
don't know.
guys are
They're
still
they're
going.
they're doing
Ah,
something. They've gotten
they're
some sort of
selling
like
fuck.
money somewhere, but I
They're
think,
selling the Funkos.
maybe I don't even think that's gonna make money anymore either. But
I know.
um, the thing is that the price increase is gonna have an effect on the games that we get as well, bro, and that's gonna be the bad thing because like because you're paying so much money, is your mindset gonna change, Lex? This is one of the things that I wanted to have a topic about. I didn't write this down, but because of
Mm-hmm.
that price increase, obviously you have a PS5 Pro, but let's just say that you didn't. Would now when you get a game and like you buy this like crazy game and you're like, well, I have this $1,000 thing, shouldn't it look and run better than it should? Because
Mm-hmm.
up to this point in our gaming history, right, we buy a game, sometimes it has a few bugs, but it's like now I'm paying like this crazy premium to have this console and you're still giving me these bugs. You know what I mean? Like how does that change your mindset to spend money? Because now like games are like $80 too. Like you're buying the console for 900, maybe $50, $950, almost 1,000, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you're buying an extra control for your little brother, for whoever, your girlfriend, yada yada yada, wife, boyfriend, whatever, another $100, and then plus another $100 almost game. It's like, dude, it's just
Yeah, but
it's gonna be crazy. How
yeah,
does
but
that
then the
change
game is
that?
also
Yeah.
the game also is the developer, right? They got it. They're trying to get their game out, and that's why they screw up. They're just going to rely on a patch, which yeah, exactly what you're saying. It's dumb. Like, well, yeah. I mean, I still I'm agreeing with you too. It's like, why am I paying this premium when I'm not even getting the best results? I'm getting mind's eye over here. Uh, yeah. I mean, again, you got to just look for you got to just look around for those deals. I mean, when I got my PS5 Pro, I think I shared this story on the channel, but I got it a used. I got it. It was like a poor condition one. I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna risk it. It says poor. There's some scratches. Everything's there. Whatever. I got there, dude. It was almost in perfect condition, and it worked great. Now, I'm not saying that everything works that way because I did it again with the monitor, and I did not have that same result. It was missing a bunch of stuff, and I had to return it. Um, but hey, you never know. It could happen. And that's how I pulled it off with that. But like, is what's even going to be the trade in now? They're still going to sell it for what the price of a new one almost, even if it's
Yeah.
used. I barely got lucky with that one.
Mm-hmm. And I remember
Um,
you. It was funny because I remember when you were thinking of getting it, you were like going back and forth if you should or shouldn't. Now, do you like feel like it was worth it, right? You saved
It
so
was
much
definitely worth it,
money.
dude. It was definitely worth it. And it's again, I still regret not being able to get that PS5 Pro PlayStation 1 edition, the anniversary
Mm,
edition, because
that'd been
that
so cool.
itself was $1,000, and it came with a bunch of stuff, which is crazy. And obviously, I didn't get it. People were reselling it for thousands. I'm sure that's even more now. I really hope no one bought those things, but again, people buy them for sure. Um,
Definitely.
but it's like I really hope that people just have to suck it up. But yeah, I mean, I ended up getting that version with the PS5 regular. Then I ended up selling it because I really wanted the Pro. And you know what's so funny? The
Tell
game
me.
that wanted me to get the PS5 Pro is Assassin's Creed
Was Assassin's
Shadows,
Creed Shadows, right?
and,
Yeah.
and I don't even play it.
Yeah.
I barely even play it
I heard
because
they
I'm like,
just
come on, this
updated
game
it
has
to
to look
make it
better.
look even better now too.
It's just hard because after playing Ghost of Yota, it's like I don't want to play that type of game right now because Ghost of Yota just did it so well.
Yeah. And
I'll get back to it eventually. I did
that
try going back to Outlaws recently, and it was pretty fun. Outlaws is fun. I don't know,
mhm.
you like Outlaws is actually pretty fun.
I've
But
never
go ahead,
played
what are
it,
you gonna
so I
ask?
couldn't tell you. This brings me to my next question about this, and because you brought up
Mm-hmm.
games and all that stuff. Um, because you have the PS5 Pro and all this stuff, and you're playing all these games, do you feel like this PS5 Pro is giving you all that it can, or it's going to get better and better? Because at this point, you've hit what like a few games have like the PS5 upgrades, but the PS5 Pro upgrades, excuse me. And do you feel like you've gotten the most out of it, or do you feel like a base
Well,
PS5 would have been fine?
well, you know what's funny is that I
Mm.
did a lot of my gaming on my portal, right? It's like I ended up on my portal, like Ghost of Yotze, I played, I would say about 70% on the portal to beat
Mm-hmm.
that game, which is funny. But then when I played it on my PSI Pro, I could definitely be like, oh my gosh! But I also have the OLED screen, right? I bought the new monitor
Mm-hmm.
that offers me all this good stuff. So I think in total, I've only played what Last of Us Part Two, and it had an AI, it had an AI, sorry, a PS5 Pro like option like to balance, and it looked fantastic. I think it looked beautiful. I mean, that game already looked fantastic, and it looked really really good. And playing Requiem as well looked amazing. I played that all on the monitor, and like but I feel like it definitely has more to offer. I feel like there's more I can get out of this thing, and I guess Grand Theft Auto is going to be the main test, which is dumb because Grand Theft Auto is not coming out till gosh who knows, even if it gets delayed, who knows. You know, it's like I wish I had games that could just constantly give me that experience, but I guess the next game that would give me that maybe experience is Saros. Is that what it's called? Saros.
I don't know.
I
I
mean,
mean, maybe that's the
yeah.
thing
I
though.
don't,
Go ahead, continue. Sorry.
no, please, please. Mhm.
I was gonna say that's the thing is like I was talking to my oldest brother and I was like, do you think that like because you mentioned GTA 6, which is gonna be a console seller 1,000%. Like people are gonna want to buy whatever that console comes out in just to play that game. But I was telling my brother, I was like, should I get a PS5 Pro? Or should I just keep my standard? Like, is it gonna run well on my standard PS5, or is it just gonna go to crap on it? And it's like you needed the upgrade. You suck. You're a sucker. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of BS, right? I mean, there's different iterations of the Xbox, right? Where there's a Series S, Series X, right? The Series S is like the low end model version of it, but the PS5 isn't a low end model of the PS5 Pro. It's just the PS5 Pro has more upgrades with certain things, but the PS5 Pro is still a
Mm-hmm.
great console. It's like you don't need the Pro to play certain games to look great, but I mean obviously the Pro does them better. But you get what I'm coming from here. So that was my mindset, and I asked him, and he's like, "I'm pretty sure they're like for GTA to sell well, they're gonna want to make it run really well on the base PS5. It wouldn't make sense for them just to give the pro users an upgrade because it wouldn't benefit them because most people probably just have a base PS5. Like, had I not had a base PS5, I would have had
Exactly.
a pro by now. You know what I mean? But it's
Yeah,
like, I'm
exactly.
not going to go buy another. I mean, it's different for you. You had a different mindset, and I'm not saying that that's in a bad way. I didn't have that mindset. You know, I already had one. Why would I upgrade to the next one? This console's
Yeah.
working perfectly fine. It's like when I upgraded from my PS4 to my PS4 Pro, I needed to. My PS4 was dying, dude. It was like you could just hear it breathing, and I'm like, dude, this thing is suffering. It was like old Yeller. I almost put a gun to it, dude. But I ended up upgrading it to the freaking PS5 4 Pro, and I loved it, dude. I love my Pro. I love the PS4 Pro. It's great. I'm sure I would love a PS5 Pro, but it's like I don't think I need it. Like I don't
Yeah,
know.
you're
I don't
not
know.
using it especially.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I will say the thing with Rockstar is that GTA 5 started on the PS3 and the Xbox 360, right? And I feel like they're not gonna like you said be like, no, you guys can't play it. No, I don't think they're gonna be on the last generation for sure. But they're definitely gonna be like, no, we're gonna make this accessible to the people that have the current generation of consoles.
Yeah.
Um, is my thought with them.
No, I agree.
But
I think I agree as well. Just I
yeah,
just hope.
at some point it's probably gonna be like, but again, you haven't played it often enough, so I think you'll be fine.
Yeah,
Um,
see, that's the thing. Lex is like that's the thing that I'm afraid of is because PlayStation is. I wrote this down here somewhere, but I wrote because PlayStation is sort of doing this. Will this kind of sort of make everyone else do the same thing, right? Because I know they're working on a new Xbox that's supposed to be more of a PC form factor, so it's gonna have possibly have Steam on it and be more home based, right? That's why they're working on their Xbox Asus model that they have, where it has more of a sort of console like features. They're not like it doesn't feel like just a PC. It feels more like a console, right? With
yeah.
their AI or UI, sorry. So I'm wondering if because this is happening, will this sort of be the man, like would this cause a trajectory for everyone else to sort of follow through
Well, didn't Switch 2 already do this? When the Switch 2 came out, they already kind of did this, right? They put the price pretty
with the
high,
games,
and I
right?
think yeah. Well, that no, and the console itself. Remember, it was very everyone was like, "What
Mm,
the hell? Like, why is it so much and all this stuff?" But because everyone loves Nintendo,
they
they're
did
gonna be
it.
like, "Nah, they're good. They're good. They're gonna come out with Pokotopia." Speaking of no games for the Switch 2, but nobody, you know what I'm saying?
That's
Um,
the thing is they're
but
sort of betting on a lot of third party games. That was like their big push for that
exactly.
console.
Mm-hmm.
But
No, yeah, which ultimately, I mean, you don't really hear people talking about the Switch 2 as much. I think Poco, what's it called, Potopia,
yeah, I
got
think
people
you're
to
right.
buy the Switch 2.
Mm-hmm.
Um, which is going to be a game at some point for like the PS5 Pro that people are gonna be like, I need to buy it, right? Because of this. But like you said, people
That's the thing.
probably bought in bulk before this price increase, and
Oh, there was a
maybe
lot
that
of
was their
people that bought
plan.
them. Yeah,
No,
dude,
yeah, and then that
they
was
were
maybe
selling out.
mm-hmm, that worked out good for them. They're like, hey, we did pretty good there, right? That's a April Fools, imagine.
I
And I'm
know,
kidding.
dude. I'm like
After the 30-day return.
I know, dude. The crazy thing too, Lex, is that I'm I think I wrote this down as well. I might have I don't recall, but I had written down that is this becoming sort of like a cell phone, right? Or like that hardware that you upgrade every year. Is that what the PS5 or like consoles in the future are just going to be? One small upgrade for the next year every time, and I don't think so. I mean it took a while for the PS5 Pro to come out. I'm not sure why they brought it out. It just they kind of did. It felt kind of odd when they did drop it to me. I don't know how it felt to you
Mhm.
because I remember them doing it and being like, "Do we need this now?" Like I feel like it wasn't good.
No, I remember there being a lot of backlash. Everyone was like, "What that? Like, why? Like, why is this coming out now?"
Hmm.
Um,
But I feel like
so
people
yeah,
eventually started to understand why. But it's like
I mean, yeah,
even then,
eventually that's what happens.
but even then, it was still it's like from what I recall. Again, I don't own one, but from what I know now, it's like it's still going to get better. It's not as good as it should be. Like right now, you're getting like Final
Yeah,
Fantasy, Assassin's Creed Shadows, certain games, right? But it's not everything. And so, like again, it
exactly.
goes back to like, is it worth that upgrade? And I think that's kind of what I was going back to. What I was saying was, is it like, are we just always going to have this yearly sort of upgrade with things? And I think in one of the episodes you and I had discussed, and I forget, I don't know if it was this podcast, might have been something else that we had done, but I was telling you, would do you think that eventually or inevitably we're going to get a console, whether it be PS5 or Xbox? And I think it might just be Xbox, but that's going to have like a PC upgrade system where you have the console and all you do is upgrade the parts. Where you start to put more hard drive disk space or more RAM and more this and that. And it becomes, where you build upon your own console so it can run better. But at like You know what I mean? Because like that's the thing about with PC gaming, right? PC gaming is awesome when the games are well optimized, but also like it's kind of difficult, or at least I'm not a developer, but I would think, right? Because at the end of the day, when you're optimizing for a PC, you got to take under consideration people's graphics cards, their CPU, GPUs, their all that stuff
Mm-hmm.
that sort of like, so sometimes the games don't come out as well, but when they're like super well done, it's like the best way to play it is on PC. It's like free freaking online. Probably the best way you're gonna play with the FPS. Like, you know what I mean? But again, it depends on the game. If it comes out well, like we had some terrible ports. Like Batman Arkham Knight was awful when it came out, but
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah. I think eventually, who knows what's gonna happen? Like when a parent's looking to buy their self like these consoles, are they just gonna, let's just buy them a tablet or something like that? Something easy, But obviously,
yeah,
kids don't understand that. They're gonna be like, "Oh, it's my PlayStation 5." Um, and
yeah,
with the emulation and all that good stuff that you can do. There's so much you can do, right? If you look into it, are people just going to generally eventually just move away from these consoles and be like, you know what, what's the point? And I just buy an Asus, like tablet. I can do almost anything with it, right? Not tablet. I'm sorry, my handheld.
yeah.
I
I
guess
mean,
it's
I
technically a
think you're
tablet.
right to an extent, right, with the tablet thing, because I think I wrote that on there as well. That
You did. Mm-hmm.
would parents buy kids a tablet more so than a console? Because at the end of the day, kids are playing Roblox, and you can play it on the iPad. You can play Minecraft on the iPad. You can play, dude. At this point, you play Assassin's Creed Mirage, Resident Evil 7, 8 on your iPhone. Like those games are there. Whether they run well or not, I don't know, but they're there. You can
Mm-hmm.
play them. They're already consoles. And one of the what the craziest thing that, like, because there's two things I want to talk about: the rich kid syndrome and streaming. Lex, all right, this is what we haven't talked about. You and I have had the luxury of being able to afford these consoles. We're not rich. We just have been
Mm-hmm.
able to work for our things, and we bought it, and we were able to afford it, and that's life. We were able to get it. Some people can't afford that, dude, because they're living paycheck to paycheck, and they're needing food, and they have a family, and they need to do all these things with their money rather than spend it on a
Mm-hmm.
console that's whatever $1,000 now, or 650,
Mm-hmm.
whatever you end up getting. But what we haven't talked about is streaming, right? And there's NVIDIA GeForce. There's Xbox Live, whatever the Xbox one was, it called Cloud Gaming. There used to be Stadia, but
Mm-hmm.
that's gone now. But like, there's a bunch of streaming things, or the Amazon Luna, the one that's streaming as well. And all these things, you can play these games without a console, with just your television that you already own. All you need is a controller. All you need is this. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean? So like, the reason I brought this up, Lex, and why I'm like kind of very excited to ask you this question, was because, do you feel that because we're spending this amount of money, do you think that now people are going to turn to streaming more? Is that going to be a viable option now moving forward?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. It's I mean, I'm sure. Obviously, there's people doing it now, right? With those. Like when I see like Netflix gaming, I'm just like, who does this? But people are obviously doing it, right? The people are out there doing that. I'm like, I don't want to touch it because again, I've had these consoles and all that stuff. But I mean, heck, if I was in that situation, that'd definitely be the way I was going. Especially if I already have the streaming service, I just like get that controller, just make it easy. But again, I think what the way to get people to consoles is that they release these games, which, like I mentioned, like there is no games. Like what games are coming out that are really going to be like, I need this game, other than like a Grand Theft Auto 6, right? Obviously, there's plenty of others that people probably have the same feeling for, but that's just like a general one that I think like most people want to play. So that's why I always bring up that one. But yeah, I don't know. It's just like it's yeah, Luna. Like I don't even know what the heck that is. Like how do I even access that? You know what I mean?
It's through
But
some Amazon
sorry, I can't
website
hear
or
you.
something like that. It's through an Amazon website.
No, yeah, that's exactly. I know, but I'm just like I still don't even know how to like.
Yeah, dude.
I've seen it. I'm like, well, what
Yeah.
is this? Go ahead.
Do you remember? I don't know if you recall this, my friend, or not. I might be wrong. I might be just spitballing here, but if you guys go look it up, I was trying to look it up right now, but I can't seem to find it. But there was a program, and I want to say it was Xbox that was doing this, and essentially you would rent a console off of them. Do you remember this? Or
You've told
you
me about this before, and
right?
I
This is a
yeah.
thing,
Go
though.
ahead.
I'm not wrong, right? This was a thing, right?
I don't remember. I don't remember, but yeah, I think
It's
it
like very,
sounds
yeah.
real.
Yeah, no, yeah. So I
Hmm.
remember it now. Again, you guys can look this up. I'd have to look it up. I just remembered it right now, and I can't seem to find it. But I recall that there was this thing that Xbox was doing. It was a program
See.
where essentially you buy the Xbox or you're paying it off or something like sort of layaway or renting it, and they give you it with this subscription of Xbox Game Pass or something like that. Essentially, you're sort of paying like this monthly $10 or something, 20, I forget. Pretty affordable to just kind of have this console. And I recall it was like a weird program. I don't know if they ended it, but I'm wondering if that's going to be a thing moving forward with like PlayStation, like rent a console since you can't freaking afford one. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
I
there's a
don't think
like
that would work,
I
but
yeah, I'm looking here. Like they used to do it like during in Blockbuster Hollywood Video. Rent a Center is something like that is mentioned. I don't have the exact everything, but yeah, it was definitely a thing, which is wild to think about, like getting a console like that. Will they do that now? I like you said, I don't know. It's because like these consoles are a lot more precious to people. Like you know, the old consoles were built like bricks, right? You can do a lot of those things and they wouldn't break. But nowadays, like I don't know, I'm so scared to even get a little piece of dust on my console, dude. If we're just gonna explode, you know what I mean?
I know. Yeah, dude. It's
Um,
like you take care of it more, and it's funny because we talked about this. I think with we were talking about borrowing games at one point, you and I, and we are talking about when you used to let someone borrow PS1 or a PS2 game, and back in the day they didn't have Blu-ray; it was just a CD. So if it scratched the game, you're effed. Like it would probably not run now or something like that. But
yeah,
like, go ahead.
they used to have like the CD spray like at a Dollar Tree or something.
Oh
You go buy it,
god,
and
it
you
didn't even
spray it,
work,
and
dude.
you clean it off. And sometimes it did, sometimes it didn't, and you're just like, oh yeah, it
Oh,
was
dude.
pretty rough. And like you would do it, and your console would be like, like you hear it go, and you're like, no, and it was like so bad, dude. It was like, oh gosh, it's
Yeah.
yeah. I remember we used to know these people that we'd go to their house and like their disc would just out
Oh,
laying somewhere.
dude,
And that always
that
would like just
bugs.
bother me so much.
Yeah,
I'm like, no, I'm like,
same.
I know some
That
people do
bugged the
that, and
crap out of me.
it's funny because I remember I used to be a regular at my local GameStop back in the day when I used to go to
Mm.
GameStop, and I would sell games a lot because that was the way I would get my money for a new game. And I remember it got to the point where this lady, she's like, "Oh yeah, this guy always takes care of his games. I've seen him before." Like, because they always looked at the disc, right? And they were,
Oh,
"Oh,
that's
he's
a
in great
cool.
condition." I'm like, "Yeah, dude, I take care of my shit. Like, I'm not gonna. I don't. You know, some people are like, no.
Yeah,
But
that's a
and they're,
good
all right,
flex
cool,
right there.
70. All right, cool, 70 cents."
This guy
And
takes care of his stuff. Give him an extra penny.
dude, seriously, it was always the sports games that got you nothing. I think I remember getting like 25 cents for a Madden game.
Yeah, but
Um,
the Madden game
s-
those don't sell that well because they always upgrade every year. But my my
no,
my
exactly, yeah.
yeah, my next thing that I wanted to talk to you about, and I think this is kind of what
Hmm.
sort of like gave me the idea for this episode because I wanted to talk about it, but it wouldn't be as long. But I was like, this is the topic that or the part of the episode that kind of just made me want to talk about it. But
Hmm.
I talked about the rich neighbor syndrome, and they're not rich. They were just well off kids in your neighborhood or in your life
Hmm.
that you were friends with. And
Hmm.
again, they weren't showing it off. Some did, I'm sure, but I remember when I was a kid, there was one of my friends had a Nintendo, a Super Nintendo, and I remember going to his house and being like, "Oh my gosh, can I play Mega Man X?" And he's like, "This is my brother's," but yeah, and we would play it, and it's like we didn't have that at the house, dude. Like we didn't, you know what I mean? So it was like, it's not that they were wealthy or anything; they just were able to afford the console at the time, and we didn't.
Hmm.
And so I was thinking about that, like, is that gonna sort of be, um, kind of like, is that gonna be the new thing, moving forward? Are we? I mean, we don't really go to houses, but are like the new kids, the like the listeners, the friends of the channel here, are they gonna go to their friend's house or like their someone's house? They go to a party or something, and they see the PS5 Pro, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, you have one!" You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, I know. Funny. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be like that anymore. I think now people just watch streams, right? They just watch a stream of someone playing, and then they call it a day. Obviously, people want to play it, but I think it's just those house parties and stuff. They don't happen like that anymore. And if people come over to my place and I have on my like, no one's gonna be like, "Can I play?" You know what I mean? It's
No,
like
I'd be
no one
that
thinks like
guy.
that. I mean, hey, you've been over a couple times. You haven't played.
Oh, because the weekend
You
we're
played
not
me
allowed.
like a fiddle.
I know, dude.
No I'm kidding.
It's different because like in situational, like if I was just like if it was like you know how like if it was just like us not doing anything and it's like something that didn't require our attention, we would probably be gaming. And all you'd hear in the background would be like, "I'm gonna take the for a ride." The Marbles camp go,
Yeah.
but like,
No, you like. I mean, well, remember that time you came over when I got the PSVR and we were playing that. We had made a
yeah,
whole
we
little day out
played
of it.
that,
Me and
dude.
we played good. No, but dude, we
Yeah.
I was gonna say too, like, think it's talking about the rich kid thing, like the gaming
Mm-hmm.
syndrome. Like my uncles would always they had the Nintendo, Super Nintendo. We'd play that. We'd be like, oh my gosh, this is awesome. I didn't own my own console until the PS2, so like I would just be playing off like, and I had my dad's girlfriend at the time, her grandson had the PS1. I remember playing God of War for the first time. Like, oh my
You
gosh,
mean PS
and I'm banging the
PS2?
girls on the table, or
PS2
whatever.
now?
Wasn't it PS1? Was
PS2.
God of War not PS?
I think it's
Okay, no, I'm
PS2.
sorry, that
Yeah.
was that. But okay, PS1, I was playing like the Spyro and the Hercules through the friend or whatever. Like I was playing, and yeah, and I remember getting that PS2. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm the richest man in the world. I'm like, I'm gonna get Grand Theft Auto 3, and my dad
Mm.
gets me Crazy Taxi. I've told the story before. Uh,
Dude,
it's kind of like
that's a
when Bart, it's
yeah.
kind of like when Bart, he wants Bone Storm, and Marge at the end, she goes,
It's all
I
golf
asked
game.
what everybody likes, and it's Lee Carvel's golfing simulator. A Crazy Taxi was fun, but it didn't like after a while. Just like I'm done. This
Yeah,
game, that it's nothing
dude.
new. But I
Honestly,
got it eventually. But
dude, shout out to our parents, dude. God bless them. Am I right, dude? Like they got us exactly what we wanted, even though it was so difficult. And I think about that now, like as a as a grown adult, all these damn bills, right? You're like, I don't know if we could afford a Nintendo Switch 2 right now. Like we had to pay for other
yeah,
stuff.
exactly.
But I like, dude, thank God for my mom. Like I was talking to a friend of the channel, Kyle Golden Doodle, and we were talking about how our because he's like you had this console or whatever, and I'm like, yeah, my mom got it for me. I remember her being like, she would get us everything we wanted, and he's like, God bless her, right? Like it was like it's true. It's like how hard and it was such a struggle to just get these expensive ass things, and they would do it for us, dude. And yeah,
Yeah, I
it's
remember.
crazy.
Yeah, I remember definitely getting a Game Boy at least, and I was like, yes, and it didn't have the light, so like when we travel and I'm
You'd
playing
have
it and
to
it
go
got
like
dark,
this.
it's like
There you
you
go.
couldn't freaking play. Oh yeah, that too. And they eventually came out
Yeah,
with the stupid light, and then they came out
yeah.
with the light inside it. So funny, and it just ran out batteries, right? You didn't have to go buy a special charger with USB.
No,
Those were the
no,
days, dude. Those were the days. And but yeah, dude, how far we've come, right, in gaming, and it's
definitely.
sad, right? It's sad to me because it's like gaming's not going to be as accessible anymore for a lot of people,
Well,
and because
this.
prices are going up, but people aren't getting paid or getting paid less. You know what I mean? It's like, and people
Mm,
don't have jobs. AI's taking over all that stuff, and it
yeah.
sucks. And like, thankfully, we have jobs, but there's people that aren't so lucky. You know what I mean? It's just like
Yeah, and that's the sad
it's
thing, dude.
tough.
Yeah, dude, AI is crazy. I don't hate it, but it's definitely it's taking a bunch of jobs that it's wild. Like I went to go eat at Popeyes the other day, and like I just it was like there was no like I didn't talk to anyone. It was all computer, and this guy just dropped off
Mm-hmm.
the food, and it was the
Mm-hmm.
craziest thing. And I was just remember being like, oh my gosh, how impersonal like was this experience?
Yeah,
But
they're Popeyes' AI little thing is actually pretty good. It's like not that
yeah,
bad. It's pretty responsive.
but
But yeah, even
still,
then, I'm
it's
just like,
like
man,
it's
this is
sad,
crazy.
dude. I know Jack in the Box tried to do it, but it didn't work out as well because you don't get the guy, the gal that goes, "They want French fry."
I know, yeah,
Um,
but then you think about those people, and they're always just like I've had times where it's funny because like we say this, right, and I've had times where I've gone to the drive-through and the person giving me the food doesn't say a word, not one word. They just pass me everything, and I'm like, okay, thank you, and
that's
I'm like
crazy. No, every time I've had it, it's
I'm
always
like at
been like
least speak. I
they
don't know.
say
I
something
like
to me, but that
there's
sucks.
been
I'm
times I've
sorry.
not said anything. I'm like
Did
okay, and
yeah.
they just like take
Dude,
off. I'm
I
like
know. You know
bye.
which one bugs the crap out of me, dude? And I've had it a couple,
What
like
was that?
twice now, but it's Chick-fil-A, dude. Chick-fil-A, and I've told you about this, dude. I went to Chick-fil-A once and they messed up my order or something like that. I'm like, and I was like, I'm sorry, this is what I ordered. Can I get that? And they're like, we're not doing it anymore. It's not breakfast time anymore. I'm like, but we ordered it. Like, there's no way of getting it. And then she's like, no, I'm sorry. And I'm like, okay, let me call my friend and let me see if I can, let me see what I can see what else he wants. And so I called him and I'm like, he's like, he was like, oh, it was freaking Kyle Golden Doodle, funny thing. And he's like, but we ordered it. We ordered it. He's all telling me, and I'm like, I know, but they don't have it. or whatever. And then she goes, okay, we'll do it for you. And I'm like, oh, okay, thank you. Like, I appreciate that. Like, I
Did,
wasn't like yelling at them or telling them anything, but but I know it bugged the crap out of them, right? To help her do
did
that.
wait did you order it like through an AI thing? Is that what you're saying, or
No,
you
we ordered
like
it
an
through the
app or
app.
something?
Yeah, we ordered it through the
Oh,
app.
okay, yeah,
Yeah, so it was like it should have been
yeah.
worked on or whatever. My assumption. I don't know how it works. I never
No, yeah.
ordered through there. He did.
McDonald's, yeah, McDonald's is pretty good at updating their app when things are out. I mean, we're here we are freaking advertising these two places.
I know, right? And we
We're not
don't, we
sponsored.
don't
If you
get
do
any.
want
I
to
know,
sponsor us,
but
ba da ba ba ba.
I know this is sponsored by Jerk Me. No, I'm just kidding. I saw someone today on Twitter, and I was like,
Squarespace.
Jerk Me. I was like, what the hell's that? But so anyways, so I didn't get a what is it? God bless your day. What is it? What do they say?
My pleasure, right? That's what they usually
My
say to you.
pleasure. I didn't get a my pleasure, dude, and that like, dude, that hurt.
That bugged you.
It bugged the crap out of me,
That's
dude.
what they're known
I
for.
remember
That's
the
that's
story,
their
dude.
thing.
Yeah, dude, it wasn't their pleasure. I disgraced their pleasure is what I felt like I did, and I hated that moment. It was such a terrible thing. But here we are now. That's just that probably that location. I've never gone back ever since. But yeah, that's life, right?
I know, yeah, and this is where we're getting at, dude. Sadly, this is what the AI is doing and making our lives harder with this these prices and people's jobs, which
definitely.
is funny.
Yeah, I guess at the end of the day, I'm curious to see what the future will hold with all this stuff going on. I know to us it seems like a big deal, and I know it's probably not a biggest deal to everyone else who doesn't really play consoles, right? That I
Mhm.
understand that, but this is not just happening with consoles. This isn't like a lot of things are becoming a premium experience, and I think that's not a great thing because they're going to lose a lot of money because they're going to rely on these people who are this like sort of top 5% of people that are buying these expensive things and games and all that stuff. And will it work? We don't know, right? And like even with movie theaters, right, with AMC, you and I are A-listers and we pay $40 or $27 or whatever a month, 40 something for
Mhm.
me because I pay for my wife, but we pay for this, right? And I know you pay for your girl too, but we pay for this so we can go to the movies and be able to sit in any theater we want, in any seat we want. But they're trying to change that with price increases again. I don't know if you saw this, where
Mhm.
now, depending on what seat you're at, there's premium seating and that will cost you more money. And it's
Yeah.
freaking wild. I know Elijah Wood had given them crap on Twitter like a few years ago or something, and they changed it off. They took it off, and now they're doing it again. And it's like, who is that going to be for, Lex? Like, I get it. You and I, we could do it because we have a list or whatever, and we're like, that's just their part of that payment. But it's like, why should everyone else suffer? And like, and that's the reason movies aren't going to do well. It's again, it's a thing.
Yeah.
That's why games are not going to do well. It's like we're letting. Well, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but we're letting people who essentially would buy these games not be able to buy these games anymore, and they're going to be more choosy with the games that they buy, and it's going to cause a really bad. There's going to be a collapse, dude. I'm just kidding. That sounds
Yeah,
like
I mean
crazy.
that's obvious, and like even and speaking of the movies, like it's already been automated for a while. You go up to the kiosk to order, and you wait for your food, and like there's maybe like two or three people operating everything, and like trying
Yeah.
to talk to one of those people, like they just don't want to talk to you. They're just like they try to ignore you for, and you're like, hey, like come on, all I got was something like it's silly, but like yeah, the movie thing is crazy because like so me personally, like I don't mind, like I don't have to sit in the middle. I could sit on the side. I'm totally fine with that. But like if I was gonna go in a movie late and say like, oh, the only everyone got the outside seats because they didn't want to pay for the middle. Now I'm forced to buy the middle seat. You know what I mean? That I had to upgrade, and it's like I don't want to do that. You know what I mean? And yeah, it's gonna
Oh,
price me
there's
out.
all
I'm
these
like, well,
little
now I'm not gonna
things.
go see this movie. Now I don't want to go see this movie. You know, and again, like yeah, it's nice to have these subscriptions and all that stuff. But like even recently, like I had that the Game Pass subscription. I had it free for a month, and I accidentally had a charge, and it was like it's like $30, dude. I'm like, oh my gosh, $30. Like that's steep. And it's like I can only play a certain so many amount of games nowadays, right? At least with the movie pass, I feel like I get a little bit more bang for my buck if I go a couple times, but I can't play a couple games per month. You know what I mean? It's kind of rough. It's kind of hard. I mean, I do that now, but like to beat, I mean, so yeah, man, it's crazy, man. It sucks. I really hope at some point it goes back down again. I mean, it doesn't seem like it's gonna be that way, but like I just hope in some form something's gonna happen where hey,
Yeah.
you know what, we're gonna go back to normal. we can game again. You know what I mean?
And someone's gonna make a cheap console or something that is like, I don't know. There's gonna be something crazy that's gonna come out. Like if the market dictates like you doing something like this, they're gonna do it. And dude, someone's
no,
gonna
of course,
do
yeah,
something crazy.
yeah.
I feel like Steam would be the one to do it, but because I know they're trying to make the Steam machine, which is like this portable console style Linux based console, right? And
Yeah.
I'm curious to see if they take the hit, they take that loss of money because of the RAM, and they sell it at a loss, but like it just sells like crazy, and you know what I mean, and it
Mhm.
just takes away from all these people who'd otherwise buy PS5 Pros and all that stuff. And like things like that is kind of what my assumption would be a lot of those times. But like I was thinking that, but also like you were saying that, would it be I forgot how you said this, but it I think I don't know if it was you or I, but I think you had mentioned it about losing gamers that would come to the PS5 or something, like the newer gamer. I think you were saying something like that. But I was
Mhm.
thinking when you said that, I'm like, they're just gonna go for the Switch. Like if you're a parent, right? If it's Sweeties, your little dog comes up to you and says, Daddy, I want a console. And then you had mentioned the tablet, but but it's a console. They're like, what would I buy them? You would go for the Switch too. It's like the best option right now, right? I know it's not the greatest console in
Mhm.
the world. It doesn't have Last of Us or whatever, yada yada yada. But for a kid playing Pokemon, freaking Legends EA, Pokopia, whatever the new Pokemon tidal wave game or whatever it is, um, Metroid Prime, all these things that are on there that are pretty just Nintendo based games, I would go for a Switch too. Like that's what I would go play if I couldn't
Mhm.
afford a PS5, because a PS5 Pro is like what, $300 more than the Switch too, something like that,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, exactly. Mhm.
So it's
Yeah, man,
just
it's pretty wild, but
gonna be crazy.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah, it sucks. I mean, listeners, let us know what your thoughts about all this is, and
definitely.
you know, it's if you plan on purchasing these consoles. But Ernie, if there's anything else you want to say for the episode, or do you want to send us out?
Dude, yeah. Last thing I'll say is I'm curious to see how the holidays are gonna be. That's gonna
Yeah,
be a
exactly.
crazy time. It's gonna be a
That's gonna be the real
wild
test.
time. Yeah, dude, it's gonna be wild to see that because they're not gonna be making
What
as
and
many consoles. And
will those doorbuster Black Friday deals come back? Is this a tactic to get those Black
oh,
Friday
for what though?
praise again?
But that's the
I
thing
know, but
is
you know
like,
how the doorbusters like
no,
it's
yeah, it's
$800 instead.
but yeah, but it's like it doesn't benefit like Sony. It all only benefit Walmart, I guess. And how will it benefit them if they're even, unless they have this crazy amount of like stock that they need to get rid of? But yeah,
Yeah,
that's all
no.
I'll say. But as always, I would like to thank the audience or our friends of the channel here for tuning in every week when we drop an episode. We appreciate it. And we appreciate you. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Um, give us a like, give us a comment. Let us know what you thought about this episode. Let us know what you thought about other episodes. Let us know what you think about Lex and his rants about the PS5 price increase and all that such things. Please also follow us on Instagram. We are there under checkpoint_reached. There, I and Lex will answer any inquiries you might have. You can talk to us about games. You can talk about us about future episodes. If you want to be a Patreon, that's coming soon. Give us $20 a month. I'm just kidding. That is another thing. So we can afford a PS5 Pro. I'm just kidding. Can you imagine?
Exactly.
But yeah, that is all on my end. Lex, please send us home.
Yes, thank you all so much. We appreciate you all listening. Tune in next week. Checkpoint reached. Goodbye.
Okay.